What's up everyone, today we're going to be rating the Golf GTI Generations from worst to best, but before that we're going to go over a little overview of each GTI to get a little feeling for it. And this was a subscriber requested video, so please do, if you want any videos, just drop them in the comments or hit me up on Instagram. Let's get it. Probably a lot of you won't agree with me, and I want you to say what you think's your favourite, and also say the reason. I can almost guarantee the reason is going to be either A, I have one, B, I'm about to buy one, or C, I had one. Let's get into a quick guide tour. So it came out with the Mach 1. This started the whole hot hatch thing. Of course, there was like the Mini Coopers earlier. They had sporty versions, but they weren't necessarily hot, so the Golf GTI really did start it. Now, it came out with 108 horsepower and 810 kgs, which put it from 0 to 100 in 9.2 seconds. This was basically pretty amazing for the time. It was a hatchback, so it was practical. You had room in the boot, room for people. It was also very, very fun. It was eagle, it had good handling. Basically, the perfect car. Then following up, we got the Mach 2. Which gained 2 horsepower and also weighed more. But then the 16 valve version came out, it got 137 horsepower and a 0 to 100 time of 8.4 seconds. And it kept the ethos of the Mach 1. It was eager, it was chuckable, it was a fun car to drive, but what it gained was more refinement. Also, they were now a lot more common, more of them were made, which means a lower price if you're buying it used. And then came out the Mach 3. Oh dear, things, I don't know what was happening at home for you Volkswagen. I just hope you weren't being beaten or something, because this was really not great. I'm sorry. The handling had gotten, it was not that eager, chuckable self that the GTI used to be. What's more, it came out with less horsepower than the outgoing model. The 16 valve Mach 2 had 130 horsepower, and the Mach 3 came out with 115, and a 0 to 100 time of 9.8 seconds, which was the slowest time yet. Luckily, then there was a 150 horsepower version with the 8.3 second 0 to 100. That doesn't still fix its character, though, it's a lot lazier. Then, Volkswagen, did you save it? Did we come back with a heroic return? No, we didn't. We came out with the Mach 4. Same thing, it was lazy, it wasn't as chuckable, nimble, or any of that. But at least it was faster than the Mach 3. It started with 150 horsepower and then came to 180 with a 7.9 second 0 to 100. And then did we continue this downward spiral of Mach 3s, Mach 4s, maybe it's now Mach 5? No, we didn't. Volkswagen, you saved it. And this is a heroic turn. We wanted the generation before. This was the Mach 5. 200 horsepower, 7.2 second, 0 to 100 time. We also gained independent rear suspension. Now this is better what they're using before, a torsion beam. A torsion beam means the rear suspension is connected. So if, for instance, your rear left wheel goes through a bump, you'll also feel it through your rear right wheel. Independent suspension makes the suspension independent. Whoa. So it's a much nicer handling car, but unfortunately the Mach 5 also gained electric steering. We lost hydraulic steering. A lot of the cars around that time did, the Civic Type R's, the Megane RS's, really sad. Speed 3 had hydraulic steering though, didn't it? But anyways, it got the character back, the fun character that the Mach 2 and the Mach 1 had. It was more playful and eager, it was nice. So much better. Than it followed up with the Mach 6, which is sort of a refresh for it. We gained 10 extra horsepower and the 0 to 100 dropped to 6.9 seconds. What we really did gain was refinement. Much like the Mach 1 to the Mach 2, this is more a story of getting more refined, more comfortable, better daily driver, and then the Mach 7 came out. Again, we gained 10 horsepower to make 220 horsepower, and we got the 0 to 100 down to 6.5 seconds. And the way this drives, it drives really well. Let's say you're going into a corner and you turn in fast. You'll have some understeer. Put your foot down, the front diff will actually sort out and make it feel like it's pulling you into the corner, which isn't really that natural, but it makes it very, very competent and capable. And I think that's the whole story of this Mach 7. It is so capable, easily the most capable, obviously, out of all of them. But it wasn't that fun. It wasn't raw. For instance, the torque steer is gone, so it's more capable, but torque steer added fun to the Mark Vs, for instance. It was a less involving drive, but far more capable one. It was easy to go fast, and that isn't fun. But the refinement on this one, the interior, the comfort, the daily ability was off the charts. So good. This was crazy how nice this was. So now let's get on to rating them. If you are enjoying, please absolutely just tickle that like button and just very ever so softly destroy the subscribe button. So in 7th place, the worst GTI ever was the Mark V. No, it was not the Mark V. You got a little bit scared there for a minute, didn't you? No, it's the Mark III. It lost the essence, the handling wasn't as crisp, its character was lost. Coming in 6th then is the Mark IV. Much the same story. The character was gone, the eagerness, it was lazy. But it comes above the Mark III because at least it's faster. It's 180 horsepower, it's alright. Now most people think the Mark IV was worse. I happen to say no. If we get the rivals of the Mark IV and we compare where the Mark IV GTI was, it was probably about -4 points. If we get the Mark III and compare it to its rivals, it was probably a -2. Compared to its rivals, the Mark IV was worse, but overall the Mark IV was better because it was faster. So then, coming in at 5th, we've got the Mark II. We've got that handling back, the character of the GTI I keep going on about, but why isn't it up further like where the Mark I is? Well, it's a heavier version. The steering also became a little bit weird, and the Mark I has that heritage, it started it was also much rarer. And if you've got to have an unrefined old car, you might as well go the full hog and get the daddy. So then coming at 4th position is the Mark VII, easily the most capable, but is definitely not the funnest. Sure, it's easy to drive fast, but that's not what I want. I want fun, and it's not as fun as it could be. Following this in at number 3 is the Mark I. Oh my god, how's it not a place 1? How could you it started the hot hatch? Shut the hell up. Stop being so PC. Just because it started starting doesn't mean that it's the best. Sure, it was the best in its time, and even 10 years later doesn't mean it's the best now. The main problem is its steering. You see, older cars have very indirect steering, but lots of feedback, while modern cars are very direct, but not a lot of feedback. And the Mark I, the steering just is really indirect, and the brakes, like I said, are awful, but you can fix that, so it's not really a problem. Also, how much it rolls, but again, you can fix that with some coilovers. However, something you can't fix is the age of the car, reliability, refinement, and most importantly, safety. You might call me a wimp for wanting all of those things, but here's the thing. Are you really this big, buff, beefy dude? If you're dead, you're not. And the prices of these are insane. Generally, car companies make a new version of a car because it's better, and that's the thing, newer cars. So why isn't it up there? There's the steering, the safety, the daily ability, also I'd say the speed. It's not that fast. So then what comes in at 2nd? The Mark VI, which means Mark V is 1. But let's talk about the Mark VI. The Mark VI and the Mark V. Where are they at the top? They're at that perfect stage where they're balancing the rawness of the older cars and the reliability and safety and refinement of the newer cars. Because if I'm dailying one of these, I don't need an interior as nice as the Mark VIIs. I just need an interior that's as nice as the Mark Vs. I don't need the Mark VII safety, I just need the Mark V safety. And when you compromise on those things, you gain in rawness and driving experience, which is what these cars have, so much more than the Mark VIIs, and compared to older cars, they're much more capable and yeah, dailyable as well. And the Mark V beats out the Mark VI because it's the older car. The Mark VI was meant to be a more refined version of the Mark V, and I don't need that refinement, so the Mark V wins. If you did enjoy, drop a like and subscribe, comment below what you thought and how you would have ranked them. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.